There is a genocide against Palestinians, but there's no Uyghur genocide. There is evidence for one, but not the other. We can see Palestinians being slaughtered, on top of which Israeli leaders have admitted they want to exterminate Palestinians. The truth shall set you free. And then Twitter is saying that this is violating Twitter's rules against abuse and harassment. There's no abuse or harassment anywhere in this tweet. It is simply a fact that has been stated. Israel, just this year, was toppling residential buildings in broad daylight in front of the entire world. They killed hundreds of people just this year in broad daylight in front of the entire world. There is no Uyghur genocide. Even when you push back against the Western media, they will admit, well, okay, it's not a genocide, it's a cultural genocide. So they're at face value admitting that they're trying to deliberately mislead you by using the very powerful word genocide, and then they fall back to, well, it's a cultural genocide, which it isn't even that. And of course, there is no evidence of any of this. The West, with all of its resources, has been unable to provide even a shred of evidence that this is happening. Now, Maram Susli, also known as Syrian Girl, and her Twitter ID is @PartisanGirl. She's been suspended for 12 hours, and this could end up being rolled into a permanent suspension. You never know when you're dealing with Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. Your fate is entirely in their hands, and they use their terms of service as a smokescreen to carry out a deliberate campaign of censorship. So we don't know what this is yet. It could have been a bunch of her enemies, and she has many because she's been speaking up against Western injustice for years and years now, and in particular regards to the US-led dirty war against Syria. So it could have just been them attacking her en masse, as they like to do, and then triggering the Twitter algorithm. Maybe her account will be back online in less than a day. Or it could be part of something bigger that's going on. We've seen Twitter go out and deliberately purge hundreds or thousands of accounts just to clear up large pockets of resistance on their platform against the narratives that they and the US State Department work together to promote. And Facebook and YouTube do the exact same thing. So what can we do about this? One, if you're on Twitter, please contact Twitter support. Tell them to reinstate @PartisanGirl. Tell them to reinstate Maram. Number two, if you're on these platforms, I understand why you're on these platforms, because you want to reach people that might not yet agree with you. And this is a very good strategy to use. But at the same time, you need to have a backup. You need to have your own website where people can go, a website that is hosted beyond the reach of Western censorship, where you can host your articles, your social media content if it's available, your videos. And for your videos, everyone's using YouTube. Come up with a few backups. Come up with a few backups that you can link your YouTube channel to that automatically upload your videos from YouTube to those platforms. So there's no extra work. And then if your YouTube channel disappears one day, you have all of those videos backed up. And if you have your own website, you can embed the videos from that alternative platform onto your website. People can still watch your content. We want to be on these platforms and confront disinformation and war propaganda, but at the same time, we have to have a backup where we can still communicate with each other and share our work, and also try to attract people off of these platforms. Because if everyone just left these platforms and they were all somewhere else, that would be even better, wouldn't it? So please give her a hand. I'm going to post all of the links to her accounts. She has Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram. Please follow her, like her work, share her work. She has helped spread my work back when I was an anonymous writer, my work on Syria and the Middle East for years and years. We all need to stick together when something like this happens. So please check the video description, and please check the comment that I'm going to pin at the top of the comment section. And if you're on Twitter, contact Twitter support. Maybe they'll listen, maybe they won't, but it's worth a try. If you thought this video was useful, please like and share it. Think about subscribing. It's free to do and it helps the channel grow. I have an account on Odyssey, so head on over there and follow me on Odyssey in case YouTube deletes my channel. All of my videos are backed up. over there. I also have my own website, newatlas.report. Head on over there and check it out. All of my articles are hosted there. All of my videos are hosted over there. If something were to happen to my YouTube account, I would be embedding videos from Odyssey on my website. I'm also trying to get in contact with people like Maram Susli to see if they're interested in having their content hosted there as well, so we can have as many backups as possible. I want to thank everyone who has been supporting my work. Please also reach out and help support Maram Susli. And as always, thank you for watching.